We are halfway through the quarterfinals, and one of today's teams will move one step closer to the chance for $1,000. In today's match, we have the Rams of Deering High School taking on the Rams of Bangor High School. That's next on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community.
Safety Insurance is committed to environmental sustainability and supports many local charities. You can ask an independent agent about auto, home, and business coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety Insurance will help you manage life's storms.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to High School Quiz Show Maine. I'm Todd Gutner. We have 2 slots left in the semifinal round, and one thing we know for sure is that some Rams will be taking part, but will they be from Portland or from Bangor? The Rams from Deering High School in Portland made it this far by defeating Yarmouth in the prelims, and the Rams from Bangor were victorious over Fort Kent in their opening match. Who will move on to the semis? We'll find out in a bit, but first, let's meet the teams. For Deering, we have Asa, Bennett, Eliza, and Emma, and coached by Kyle Davenport. And for Bangor, we have Cuddy, Reardon, Lana, and Joey, with alternates Adam and Maddie, and coached by Carl Robbins and Susanna Owen. The competition has 3 rounds: the toss-up round, the category round, and the lightning round. We'll start with the toss-up round. All answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round with no point deductions for wrong answers. Players must wait for me to complete the question, and if one team answers incorrectly, the other team will be given a chance to answer. Okay, teams, Deering, Bangor, Rams. Are we ready to go? All right, here's the first question. What 2008 animated film tells the story of a trash compactor robot who falls in love with an extraterrestrial vegetation evaluator? Emma, Deering.
Wall-E.
Wall-E is right. The folk song, "Oh Susanna," begins, "Oh, I come from Alabama with what on my knee?" That'll be Eliza, Deering.
Banjo.
A banjo, yes. When you're talking about the genetic substance mRNA, the RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. What does the M stand for? Reardon, Bangor.
Messenger.
Messenger is correct. In 2022, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Sarah Carpio were elected president and vice president, respectively, of what country? That'd be the Philippines. The Philippines. We move on. This is going to be a picture question, so take a look at the monitor here. Name this Greek god of music, healing, prophecy, and oracles. He's also known for the laurel wreath, raven, and lyre, is the son of Leto and Zeus, and twin of Artemis. Eliza, Deering.
Apollo.
Apollo is correct. We move on. What punctuation mark indicates a possessive or the omission of letters in a contraction? Eliza again.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe is right again. In Spanish, it's boca. In French, it's bouche. What is the name of this body part in English? Eliza.
Mouth.
Mouth is right for a 3rd time in a row. As a light source moves away from an observer, its wavelength stretches and appears to move toward one end of the spectrum. What is this phenomenon called? Emma, Deering.
Redshift.
Redshift, yes. In 1946, Winston Churchill delivered a speech in which he used what 2-word term to describe a division in Europe? Reardon, Bangor.
Iron Curtain.
Yeah, you nailed it. Iron Curtain is right. All right, this is another question. Check out the TV monitor over here.
Hello, my name is Liz Gilmet, and I'm the librarian at Maranacook Community High School in Reedfield. Which children's story begins with a boat being wrecked in the middle of nowhere during a sea storm and a family's survival as they live on an island?
The answer is Swiss Family Robinson. Next question. What term is defined as the finite set of steps used to solve a problem or complete a task in math or computing? Asa.
Algorithm.
Algorithm is correct. In 1975, NBC aired the first episode of what TV comedy show created by Lorne Michaels and broadcast from Rockefeller Center in New York? Eliza Deering.
Saturday Night Live.
That's right, SNL. Specified in the Constitution, to become President of the United States, a person must be at least how many years old? Eliza again.
35.
35 is correct again. Which of these mammals had the longest average gestation period? Alpaca, elephant, or rhinoceros? Reardon, Bangor.
Elephant.
Elephant is correct. Math question now. You've got pencils in front of you. A car is traveling at 68 miles per hour. How far will it travel in 5 hours and 15 minutes? We got it in. Reardon? Bangor?
357 miles.
You nailed it. 357 miles. Got it in there in the nick of time. Next question. What 2007 J. Asher novel centers on cassette tape recordings sent by Hannah Baker to her high school classmate Clay Jensen? Bennett Deering.
13 Reasons Why.
That's correct. The lunula is normally a white half-moon shaped area that is visible on what part of the human body? Emma Deering.
Nail.
We'll take it. Nice job. All right, next question. With your naked eye, you can see Alnatak, Alnilam, and Mintaka in the belt of what constellation? Eliza Deering.
Orion.
Orion is right. Tikal National Park in Guatemala has the remains of a city that thrived under which Mesoamerican civilization? Reardon, Bangor.
The Mayans.
The Mayans, yes. The throwing events in a decathlon competition are shot put, discus, and what other event that involves a spear-like object? Asa Deering.
Javelin.
Javelin, yes. The chemical known as DDT was created to be used for what purpose? Fertilizer, insecticide, or food coloring? Joey Bangor.
Insecticide.
That is right. Valencia in Spain and Piraeus in Greece are busy ports on what sea? Cuddy Bangor.
The Mediterranean.
That's correct. Testifying before a Senate committee in 2017 about his conversations with the president, former FBI Director James Comey uttered the memorable line, "Lordy, I hope there are what?" The answer is tapes. Tapes. Our next question. The Old Vic and the Theatre Royal Drury Lane are historic theaters in what European city? Cuddy and Bangor.
London.
London is right. The formula 4 pi r squared gives you the surface area of what three-dimensional figure? Cuddy again.
A sphere.
Sphere is right again. In the acronym of the Intergovernmental Organization OPEC, the P stands for what commodity that OPEC member nations export? Cuddy again.
Petroleum.
That's 3 in a row. Nice job. The Magna Carta was sealed in 1215 by King John at what place that was essentially just a meadow near Windsor, England? I think you got it in. Cuddy, go for it.
Windsor Castle.
That's incorrect. Deering, you have a chance here, actually. And the answer is Runnymede. Runnymede. Our next question here, the 1656 painting Las Meninas, is a work by what Spanish artist who depicted a young Spanish princess, her attendants, her pets, and himself in the work? Lana Bangor.
Salvador Dali.
That's incorrect. Deering, you want to take a shot at it? Go for it, Bennett.
Picasso.
The answer is Velázquez. Velázquez. Good guess. All right, P waves and S waves, also called compressional waves and shear waves, respectively, are caused by what kind of catastrophic event? Joey Bangor.
Earthquakes.
Earthquake, correct. Poet Ralph Waldo Emerson was a leading figure in what 19th century literary and philosophical movement that believed people could communicate directly with God and nature without the need for organized religion? Asa Deering.
Transcendentalism.
That is correct. Nice job. A 529 savings plan is designed to help people pay for what expense? Go ahead, Bennett.
Retirement.
That's incorrect. Bangor, you got a shot here. The answer is school. 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 What Swiss psychologist devised his own method of psychoanalysis and outlined a system of universal archetypes that he called the collective unconscious? Eliza Deering.
Freud?
Incorrect. Bangor, your turn if you want to take a shot. Go ahead, Reardon.
Pavlov?
Carl Jung is the answer. Carl Jung. The smallest Asian country by landmass is what independent republic that is an archipelago of approximately 1,190 coral islands in the Indian Ocean? Cuddy, Bangor.
The Maldives.
The Maldives is correct, and that's the last question in our first round, and we have a score of Deering 140 and Bangor right behind him at 120. What a great start we have. We'll be right back to meet the players after this. We've got a great battle underway here, but before we head to the category round, we like to pause and get to know our players with a slightly silly question, which this evening is, you're hired to create a sitcom based on some aspect of your personal life. What would it be called and what is it about? We'll begin over here, Deering and Asa.
I think I'd make a sitcom about Nordic skiing or cross-country skiing, my winter sport, because it's deeply ironic now because there's more running than skiing since we don't have much snow. It might be called dry land. We call it dry land practice when there's no snow.
Right.
That's my current thinking.
Yeah, we need snow in the wintertime, don't we? Bennett, go ahead.
My sitcom would be about my AP Physics class with my friends Nathan and Joey, and it'd be called The Three Musketeers.
What class was it?
AP Physics.
AP Physics, Three Musketeers. Are you guys good in class or do you cause trouble?
We very much cause trouble.
Nice job, Bennett. Eliza, how about yourself?
I'm thinking I would make a show about a piano teacher who is trying increasingly creative ways to get her students to practice because they never do. And I would call it Keep It Up.
What was the last?
Keep It Up.
Okay, and what would be one of those creative ways that she would get them to play?
I haven't thought that far yet.
I put you on the spot. My bad. We'll move on. Emma, your turn.
I just joined indoor track this year,
Oh,
so
good.
similar to Asa, I would make it about the main character would probably show their story through their experience in doing track.
Yeah,
I'd probably name it On Your Marks.
that's a good one.
Classic.
What event do you run in or race in?
I do the hurdles.
The hurdles. That's scary. Have you gone over and tripped and fallen at least a couple of times? Probably, right?
Not yet.
Not yet? Nice. Well done, Emma. We're going to move down the line here to Bangor and Cuddy.
I would make the sitcom about our car rides down here with the awesome squad.
Yeah.
And I think I would call it the Frenzied Four.
The Frenzied Four. You know, I'd like to be in the vehicle for that trip down. I bet it's hilarious.
It's
I bet you
pretty
guys have a
entertaining.
blast. Yeah. All right, Reardon, your turn.
Maybe like nuclear reaction about my chemistry class.
In a good way or a bad way?
That's up to interpretation.
Okay. Lana, go for it.
I would do it about the funny stuff that happens on my swim team, and I'd call it Spunky Swim Scenarios.
Spunky Swim Scenarios. I love the title. What's your event? Or your best event? We'll go. I'm sure you do a bunch, but what's your best?
Probably all sprint events. Those are my best.
Okay, cool. Joey, your turn. You're the last one.
Since I'm a theater kid, I was planning on making it about my drama department.
Okay.
So it would just be called Drama.
I mean, it made me laugh. The title alone made me laugh. Enough said, right?
Good sign.
Enough said, Joey. All right, the category round is next, but let's see how well you do with our viewer question of the week.
Hi, I'm Alec O'Mara from Unitil, and this is your Maine question of the week. When the University of Maine Farmington decided to choose a mascot in 1948, which animal garnered strong support from the student body? Was it a cat, a moose, or a lynx? We'll have the answer later in the show.
Welcome back. Next up is our category round with the following choices: A Quiet Place, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Let Us Pray, Sisters, American Horror Stories, and The Haunting. Questions have increasing point values and wrong answers will cost you. Each team will alternate control of 2 categories. In each question, they can choose to answer, skip, or if they don't want to take a chance on a wrong answer, or once per category, they can toss and force the other team to answer. Players will have 5 seconds to confer and decide what to do. We're going to begin with Bangor. You guys are trailing just by a little bit. What will be our first category here?
We'll go for a quiet place, please.
A quiet place. These are questions about quiet places. First question. The quietest place in Maine might be what 3.5 million acre forest region that surrounds the Allagash Wilderness Waterway?
Baxter State Park? Or just Baxter, sorry.
The answer is North Maine Woods. North Maine Woods. A quiet place for 15. It's quiet in the reading room of what Washington, D.C. library that has the biggest library holdings of any library in the world?
The Library of Congress?
That is correct. A quiet place for 20. Henry David Thoreau wrote an 1854 book of essays based on his time living in quiet and solitude near what pond in Massachusetts?
Walden Pond?
That's also correct. A quiet place for 25. The world's first urban quiet park is Yangmingshan National Park, located in the greater metro area of what city that is the capital of Taiwan?
Taipei?
Taipei is correct. Quiet place for 30, last one in the category. What monastery, named for a hill between Rome and Naples, was the place where St. Benedict encouraged monks to observe a rule of silence, and the site of a devastating attack by Allied forces during World War II?
Toss.
You want to toss it over to Deering here and force them to answer? Okay, so you guys are going to have to answer. I'll read the question one more time. What monastery, named for a hill between Rome and Naples, was the place where St. Benedict encouraged monks to observe a rule of silence and was the site of a devastating attack by Allied forces during World War II? Eliza, I'll need an answer here.
Pienso?
That's incorrect. Monte Cassino is the answer. That wraps up that category. We go over to Deering, though, here, and you guys can pick yours.
Let us pray.
Let us pray for 10. These are questions about predatory animals. First question. What 4-letter adjective refers to a predator like a lion that's at the top of the food chain with no natural predators to hunt them?
Apex?
Apex is correct. Let us pray for 15. The largest species in the dolphin family is what predatory mammal that's known to feed on seals, penguins, and sharks?
Orca?
Orca is right. Let us pray for 20. What spotted big cat species that is native to the Americas has a common name that means kills with one leap, or simply predator, in the Tupi-Guarani languages of South America?
Leopard?
Leopard is incorrect. It's jaguar. Let us pray for 25. Bigger than a boa constrictor and heavier than a python, what South American snake may grow to be 30 feet long, can weigh more than 500 pounds, and kills its prey by squeezing it to death, then swallowing it whole?
Anaconda?
Anaconda is right. Yeah, that sounded awful. Let us pray for 30. Many nocturnal predators have a reflective membrane behind the retina of the eye that improves their vision in low light and makes their eyes shine in the dark. What is this specialized membrane called?
We're going to toss.
You want to toss it over to Bangor and make them answer. So I'll read it again for you guys. Many nocturnal predators have a reflective membrane behind the retina of the eye that improves their vision in low light and makes their eyes shine in the dark. What is this specialized membrane called? I'll need an answer.
Reflective retina?
That's incorrect. It's tapetum. Tapetum. That's the end of the category, though. We go back over to Bangor. You guys have a second chance at picking a category here.
Sisters, please.
Sisters. Okay, sisters. These are questions about notable sisters in history. Arsinoe IV was queen of Egypt for a few months in 48 BCE after she staged a revolt against what Egyptian queen who was her older and much more famous sister?
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra is correct. While her sister, Emily, was the third, Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman in America to be certified to practice within what profession?
Doctor.
Yeah, we'll take that. Medicine is the sisters for 20. Angelina and Sarah were sisters from South Carolina who moved north in the 1820s and devoted their lives to raising awareness and money for the abolitionist cause. What is their last name?
Skip.
You want to skip it? The answer is Grimke. That's the last name. Sisters for 25. Artist Vanessa Bell designed book covers for A Room of One's Own, To the Lighthouse, and other early 20th century novels written by what woman who was her sister?
Skip.
Skip again. Virginia Woolf. Sisters for 30, the last one. The Trung sisters are national heroines in what Southeast Asian country where they led a resistance movement against the Han Chinese who were occupying their country in the 1st century CE?
Vietnam.
Vietnam is right. Nice job. All right, that wraps up sisters. Last category for Deering to select.
Okay. American Horror Stories.
American Horror Stories. Oh, this will be a fun one. These are questions related to Stephen King, Maine's own Stephen King. A memorable scene in Stephen King's novel Carrie takes place at a fictional high school during what formal dance event for high school seniors?
Prom.
Prom is right. American Horror Stories for 15. The title character of Stephen King's novel Cujo is what breed of dog that's known for rescuing hikers in the Swiss Alps? I'll need an answer. Or
Skip.
You want to skip it? St. Bernard. St. Bernard is the answer. American Horror Stories for 20. The title of a 1994 Stephen King novel is also the name for what medical condition in which a person has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep?
Insomnia.
Insomnia is correct. American Horror Stories for 25. The title of a Stephen King novel that involves time travel refers to the date of a JFK's assassination, which happened on November 22nd of what year?
1964.
Oh, you were so close. 1963. 1963. Last one in the category. Being a huge baseball fan, Stephen King titled a 1999 novel, The Girl Who Loved what former Red Sox relief pitcher who became a Red Sox radio commentator?
Toss.
You're going to toss over to Bangor. You're going to answer in a sec after I read it again. Being a huge baseball fan, Stephen King titled a 1999 novel, The Girl Who Loved what former Red Sox relief pitcher who became a Red Sox radio commentator?
Ruth.
Incorrect. Tom Gordon. Tom Gordon. And that wraps up our category round. We've got a tight one still. Deering 145, Bangor 165. Everything will change in the lightning round, so sit tight. We'll be right back.
How did you do with this week's question, which was, when the University of Maine Farmington decided to choose a mascot in 1948, which animal garnered strong support from the student body? Was it a cat, a moose, or a lynx? The answer is a cat. Students suggested the school mascot be the stray cat that would lurk around campus and named him Professor Pussycat. The school administration instead went for a beaver named Buzzy Beaver, who is now known as Chompers.
Okay, here we go. We're heading into the final 90 seconds of gameplay, the lightning round. Players, you do not have to wait for me to finish the question. You can buzz in at any time, but do not answer until I call your name. You get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers will cost you 20, and the other team does not get the chance to answer any question. The clock is set. Good luck, both of you. Here we go. First question. Who is the Greek goddess of wisdom? Reardon, Bangor.
Athena.
Athena, yes. On TV and in comics, the character Archie Andrews lives in what fictional Eliza Deering?
Riverdale.
Yes. Everglades National Park is the biggest. Reardon, Bangor.
Florida.
Yes. A classical violin has how many strings? Eliza Deering.
4.
Yes. What word can mean a pilotless aircraft or a male bee in a bee? Cuddy, Bangor. Drone is the answer. A sesquicentennial anniversary marks how many years? Eliza Deering.
60.
Incorrect, 150. Greek for end parts. What's the name for the caps at the ends of chromosomes? Reardon, Bangor.
Chromatids.
Telomeres. The second deepest lake in the U.S. is what lake between California and Nevada? Cuddy, Bangor.
Lake Mead.
Incorrect, Lake Tahoe. Rapper-actress Nora Lum is better known by what stage name? Aquafina. NH3 is the chemical formula. Reardon, Bangor.
Ammonium.
One more time.
Ammonia.
Yes, we'll take it. Manchego cheese is named for the La Mancha region of what country? Reardon, Bangor.
Spain.
Spain is correct. The constellation Cygnus represents what kind of bird? Reardon, you have to answer.
Swan.
Swan is correct. Our winning team this evening, Bangor, 205 with that final score. They'll be moving on to the semifinals. Our runner-up, Deering, with 165. You guys played great. Congratulations to both teams. Be sure to tune in next time for our last quarterfinal as the Wells Warriors take on the Coney Rams. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on High School Quiz Show Maine.
Production support for High School Quiz Show Maine is provided by Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. As parents, friends, and teammates, Unitil is proud to support High School Quiz Show Maine. Unitil, more than a utility, part of your community.
Safety Insurance is committed to environmental sustainability and supports many local charities. You can ask an independent agent about auto, home, and business coverage from Safety Insurance. Safety Insurance will help you manage life's storms.
And by viewers like you. Thank you.